ID 2020 is a global strategic initiative aiming to help deliver against the United Nations sustainable goal of legal identity for all. There are 1.5 billion people in the world who don't have a legal identity. No legal identity means no bank account and social exclusion.
It's a global strategic initiative aiming to help deliver against the United Nations sustainable goal of legal identity for all.
Look around the world, the most successful effort has been in South Korea. And I think the reason they worked, and I've done a fair amount of research in this, is they basically created a digital vaccine. Everyone got tested. Your information was entered into a government-run app. That tool was used to track where you were going, what you were doing, to help you make sure you're being smart about your social distancing, to quarantine you if you're infected, to track people you've been near to so they can get it tested ahead of time so you can contain the virus.
What the actual fuck did you just say to me right now?
And I think the reason they worked, and I've done a fair amount of research in this, is they basically created a digital vaccine. Everyone got tested. Your information was entered into a government-run app.
Get out of my sight. Get out of my sight.
Created a digital vaccine.
Get out of my sight.
The ultimate goal that these people have in mind is the goal to create a one-world government run by the banking industry, run by the bankers. The whole agenda is to create a one-world government where everybody has an RFID chip implanted in them. If they say you owe us this much money in taxes, they just deduct it out of your chip digitally.
Total control.
Total control. And if you're like me or you, and you're protesting what they're doing, they can just turn off your chip. And you have nothing. You can't buy food. You can't do anything. It's total control of the people.
And that chip's connected to a database that has your purchasing records, what you do, what
everything.
you sell.
Everything is in there, you know? And so they want a one-world government controlled by them, everybody being chipped, all your money in those chips, and they control the chips, and they control people. And you become a slave. You become a serf to these people. That's their goal. That's their intentions.
Eric, can you be specific about when you met Rockefeller, how it happened in these discussions?
Is they basically created a digital vaccine.
Reaction solution paradigm. The government creates or exploits a problem and attributes blames to others. The population reacts and asks the government for protection and help. The government offers a solution that was planned by them long before the crisis occurred. So their agendas are accomplished, and when it all comes down to, this is order out of chaos. And what it comes down to as well is the pushing of the vaccines. This is the solution to the so-called problem that they created, the coronavirus vaccine. And one thing that needs to be understood, taking a look at the coronavirus itself, at this old medical book, and let's get a little bit of a close-up, where coronavirus, basically the symptoms are of a common cold. So why is this being pushed? Why is there mass hysteria over this? And let's take a look here at the numbers themselves. With supposedly almost 130,000 worldwide cases, you have supposedly 4,700 deaths. And taking a look at these numbers from 2014, number of deaths in the United States when it comes to the standard flu and pneumonia, 55,000. Okay, you have medical error, 250,000 people, all these deaths. And for some reason, people are concerned about coronavirus. Again, looking at this medical book, when it's considered the symptoms a common cold. And the number of so-called fatalities at under 5,000. So we're not concerned about these numbers. These numbers are never discussed in the mainstream media, and specifically with cancer and vaccines, which I want to get into, which I discussed many times in previous videos. And this is from the New York Press back from 1909 by W.B. Clark. Cancer was practically unknown until cowpox vaccination began to be introduced. I have seen 200 cases of cancer, and I never saw a case of cancer in an unvaccinated person. So this really speaks volumes.
Is they basically created a digital vaccine. Everyone got tested. Your information was entered into a government-run app.
Get out of my sight.